Hello peeps, Dragon here. Welcome back to another episode of Starmade from the Starsquadron server, and today will be a little different than usual because we got a guest over here. Please proceed to the green blinking USD prepared at the end of the top floor.
Roger that. I believe I see. It. I will let you know.
Wait. I still have to turn it on. Give me a sec, because
Okay.
I have to do this manually, because all the controls are not installed here. Give me a second.
Okay.
So, there we go. Blinking.
Up. I see it. All right, dock. Proper dock has been noted. That is awesome. That's a cool little feature.
By the way, like, I was assuming you'd come over someone, but did you talk lately to people about that?
Wait, what?
Because, like, I might not utter his name, but some guy came around here and placed something saying when you'd come around, yeah, if he could leave a package here for you,
Well, that's weird.
and you would pick it up, and yeah. So that was
Yeah, I don't. It's
that was
very
weird.
interesting.
Weird.
Perha- I will have to check my base and find out if he has any sort of electronic monitoring devices. That's a little creepy.
Okay, when you
I'm about to dock here. Oh, sorry, I just hit the wrong button.
is there something like the wrong button?
Oh yeah. When you're lining up for a side dock, C is the wrong button because it spins you all around.
Oh yeah.
Are we going to be getting are we going to be getting like those magnetic docks anytime soon where we can just hop up onto the side? Do you
I
know if they're still planning on
think,
doing
yeah,
that?
there are those laboratories working on them. Yeah. But as far as I know, they've been busy recently doing or no, not doing that. They just found out about some creature stuff.
Yes, I got a message about that actually. The space whale.
Yeah. I mean, by the looks of it, that would definitely be a great addition to a space aquarium, right?
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I'm hoping to see them soon, but
Yeah, who knows when though. Hi.
hey, buddy, you just proceed.
Alrighty.
Just walk on. All
Oh,
good.
it's magic. You
Okay.
made it magic.
Yeah. No, I mean, of
Very
course.
cool.
So, here you are actually the perfect test candidate,
All right.
because the entire station, like this entire part here, should
Oh.
be made for non-faction players to be able to interact with stuff.
Think understand what this is, and you're using the docking blocks as arrows in
Right.
this. Very
I
cool.
I just
All right.
thought like it would be such a nice feature, and right.
Is there anything you want me to do to instigate it? Just
Yeah, could you like use those like the forward facing, we want to go the long way down there. Yeah, exactly that one. So you're just hopping from
oh
one thing to
wow.
the next, but by the way,
I need to
behind
install
you,
this into my own station.
you see there is there is no ship docked, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of those opening doors. Like, try to walk towards it.
Oh, that's a nice feature also. That's very cool.
Okay, so getting
Again,
down. Whee!
I
Bloop.
really need to install these into my base.
So, now,
I like the orange that you've chosen. Is this indicator of some sort
yes,
for
you
you?
see that open space here? Here will be the customs. Like,
Okay.
you're entering here, and then you're like basically going through, and it's not an airlock because it's not supposed to be
Yeah.
airlocking, but it's locking, you know. So you check you put your stuff out your bag, stuff like that, and you get checked, and then will be here the expo hall, you know, access to the hostel, access to the bars, the lounge, the disco, yada yada yada. Basically, a big exhibition hall where the shipyard actually does their newest models, you know, showcasing on turning platforms, stuff like
Oh,
that.
very cool.
And
Right.
above there is a dome, or will be a dome. So you see the DSY sign up here.
Yes.
So that thing will be like over here, kind
Hmm.
of. And below us, basically, you know, exhibition hall. The hotel will be like to, like you know, to in the direction of the scimitar thing,
Hmm.
like to the right,
Yeah.
and like disco will be below and stuff like that. And below us, you see more docking space. And on the other side, behind the platform with the number 2 on it, you see this?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like that. I should. Well, I don't have any guest parking. I need to set up at least one space that it would be easy for people to come in. Because right now, when people come by, I set it up literally on a situation by situation basis.
Okay. So you actually
So,
have to change stuff to make to enable them
mhm,
docking.
yeah,
Ah, okay.
I have made I've made a USD extender because we were talking about flush docking.
Yes, yes, yes.
In case there's a problem with it, I have a what is that? It's about a 10-meter tube that connects to a USD and extends it out so that ships with unusual docking areas can fit.
Okay.
And that's actually permissioned up and everything. And I've added a couple of permission blocks to my space station where I've realized are problem areas. I can. I'm just afraid of space. It makes me scared.
Don't worry. When you're down there, just hop in there again. Because all you need to do is get over to the dock here, because I have not did done the doors yet.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well, this is
those.
a good vantage point. Actually, I get to see your detailing work on the outside more. I'm serious. That's a good advantage. I wouldn't have been able to see some of this. It's really nice looking. I have been adding cool features to my space station, but I have not made the station look very polished overall. It's very rough looking.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm starting out with, you know, just all those little bits and pieces, really doing them to the entire detail, and then trying to build something with them. And they all you see here, basically, except a few blocks, of course, because you need to, you know, build these ramps. They are custom made for all the platforms, because every platform connects on a different angle to the
Yeah,
airlocks. So these are handmade, and the connections basically from the frame to these tubes here, those are handmade as well.
very
but
cool.
but all this stuff, um, the other stuff is basically just, you know, load this thing, because you know it works, because it was all made to fit the same sizes, and then just plunge it together, right?
Yeah.
So that really took a lot of work for this section. I am not even sure if I'm able to reuse them for the other sections, but hopefully, because otherwise it would be a lot of time invested into little, you know, usage. These rails, they are cool and all, but they're
But
way too slow.
they are perfect for some applications, but a little not so much for other applications. So
So being in here, let's get out of there. Let me grab that. Yada, yada, yada. You're following me?
I
Yeah,
am.
I am. So yeah, you could hit that button.
All right. Hitting the button. Ooh.
See what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
this is,
The classic gravity lift, I like
no,
this
it's not
feature.
even classic because we have the new buttons and we have other stuff, and I'm actually able to squeeze out 4 more blocks out of the entire logic of a gravity lift. So it's 4 blocks smaller than the old ones.
Wow. But I mean, it's still the classic idea.
Right?
Yeah. And
Yeah, that's true.
someone I used what are those? The Plex lifts. I have a tiny little area in my space station where a Plex lift takes you from one floor to the next, and people are like, "Oh, you should totally make that rails," but it's just such a tiny little area. I don't need rails right there. Just and it's fun enough. You can't jump the height, to get out of there. So the Plex lift just does its job.
Yeah,
That's all it
yeah,
needs. So
yeah.
using the right type of technology that this game avails you, um, using the right type of technology, in the right way, is so. It's up to personal choice and preference, and there's so many ways that you can play this game. It's wonderful.
Also, just because there are rail doors now does not mean that old doors are crap.
Yeah,
No, because
yeah.
with the old doors, seriously, I have a toilet. Oh no,
Mhm.
the scimitar has several toilets, right? But I
I've
don't
I
use
have
an
pooped in your
entire
toilet.
rail door just for a toilet.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's just 2 blocks, and even just doing the rail would require way more blocks to just open the same space.
Hmm.
I am inspired by looking at mostly what other people built
Hmm.
and then thinking about like
How you can
I
improve.
I would miss that on this, and
Yeah.
then just making me, whenever you build such a thing, make sure you're doing that different.
Yeah.
And it's all these, make sure you're doing that different things which then end up to finally something like this.
Yeah.
Or of course also, for example, the idea of doing those 9 wide and high, these
Yes.
these these entire structures, the idea of that basically I got from another shipyard.
Hmm.
I It was either Saber or Raven who built these, and it's huge, right? And they
Hmm.
actually used these 9 thingies, and I thought, yeah, why not? When you're starting out and trying to build scaffolding, you're going like, yeah, well, 3 is too small, 5 might suit, right? And you're going for odd numbers because you want a symmetry thing, right?
Yeah.
So 3 is too small, 5, yeah, well, that could work, but 5 is not suited to have a gangway in it. So you might want to go to 7, but with 7 you only will have the round gangways, like those I use for those gravity shafts. And the thing with these round gangways is, if you only have these, there is no more place to put systems in. I wanted rail doors, and rail doors have the tendency of using double the space of the opening at least, because they need to slide away, right?
Yes.
So you have to put, they have to be able to vanish into something where they are not seen anymore. And you have to give them that space. Sorry for not being able to show you around much, but
No, I've been getting a lot of really great shots.
okay.
So it's yeah.
Yeah, so I figured what I want is, I want a technical look. So we are going with all these scaffold frame thingies,
Yeah.
but also I want this.
Very very industrial.
This
Yeah.
actually is also space station, the International Space Station thing.
Yes, yes.
You and and I like, I love it when you see something and you'd believe, yes, this could be statically like static. The static is able to hold this weight.
Yeah.
I mean, at least in space, right? I mean,
Yes.
uh, nobody would dock such
Well,
a.
at least, yeah, but at least in space, it doesn't have any weight of itself, but it has to deal with things bumping into it, and it has to be able to hold itself as far as not breaking away from the rest of the structure.
Right. So, and that I think it does, right?
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Oh,
that's.
it looks very sturdy. You know.
And also, I want it to look like, yeah, the frame is cool and all, but I armored the gangway inside because that thing really has to hold even like solar storms and meteor rushes and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
So that thing really has to be sturdy, and there are cables on top and off bottom.
Yes. I
Yeah,
noticed those. Those are cool.
they're just put there because, well, you know, you can get in
It's
asteroid mode and repair them afterwards.
exactly. It's a very easy access to repair. It looks like you've thought this out, and it shows.
What I tried doing with this thing as well, because new people, they would like to play together. So there
Yeah.
was no ship out there where a second person would actually have a purpose of being there.
My Millennium Falcon actually was built specifically to actually have a crew interact with it. The turrets are designed to be crewed on the Millennium Falcon.
Okay, they are that as well.
And we had one adventure. It was Evil Giraffe, some guy, I think Bug was there, and Garth. But we were flying around in the Millennium Falcon, and we went up against an Alpha. And it was a lot of fun. Guy ended up getting killed by he got no okay it was
He was there
yeah.
was a black hole thing there, right? He
Well,
got like
no. Well, this situation was Guy. That was a different day altogether. In the Millennium Falcon, this was months ago. I don't even think we put the footage up of this actually.
Okay.
This was an unrecorded adventure. Bug Zero was manning the bottom turret. Guy was manning the top turret, and Evil was sitting in the passenger seat of the Millennium Falcon's cockpit.
Okay.
And I was, of course, flying this thing, and we were fighting the pirate ships that were coming, and we were fighting against the Alpha, and the pirate ships ended up taking out Guy, and his top turret ended up blowing off, and he died. And it was just Bug and myself and Evil, and then the nuke hit us, and that thing blew up everything in the ship.
Oh God.
That except for half of the cockpit at the front, because it's off to the side. So Evil Giraffe was the only person alive after the hit, and she's strapped into her seat in the cockpit. And the other half of the cockpit is missing, literally up to where her block is. And she's looking out, she's watching all the debris fall out, and she's like, the entire inside of the ship was missing, and all that was left was the very two tips of the fork of the front of the Falcon, the very tips of those things, and just the half crescent moon of the thrusters on the back. Everything else was gone, and she managed to fly that thing back to base, and we laughed hysterically when we saw it because it was ridiculous.
For the video you saw about the scimitar, I
Yes.
tried getting footage, and I wanted this shot, you know, from the front, and when everything is firing.
Yes.
I killed 3 alphas here, but they went down so quickly that
They are not at all powerful anymore. Not like the old days. The nuke on the Alpha is no longer able to be they can't fire as often, and it drains the power.
No, it can't fire it at all anymore because those nuke blocks, they drain so much power meanwhile that like every ship that was built before the nuke adaptation or the missile changes, there was another ratio block to energy used. Now, because of the single missile blocks make more damage, they also pull more energy. And all those old designs are not able to fire their weapons anymore because otherwise they would risk a power outage.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Wow.
that is because why a lot of my ships are, you know, I have to basically redo every single ship I ever built. Probably you the same. I don't know.
I have to every time I build a new ship, I've learned more than the last ship. So I would literally have to rebuild every ship I've ever built. Because each time I build a ship, I learn a lot more, and by the time I'm done with the ship, I'm like, well, if I started that from scratch, it would have been better this time. But I'm going to literally rebuild the Millennium Falcon from scratch. One, because I want the cockpit, which is on the side, to have the core access to it, so I can actually fly from the cockpit.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And that's the major thing. Plus, I've learned so much more about how to do power. I've learned so much more about all the different systems, and I could do a much better job now. So, I'm thinking about maybe copying it out somehow and trying to reposition it around the core. But I'm not very good at the copy and paste when you're dealing with complex shapes.
You see that scaffold here?
Yes.
I kind of promised my viewers that I would bring that out, or I wanted to make a series out of building me that thing, right?
Yeah.
But as they keep changing stuff around, I'm always like, yeah, is that finite now? I mean, are we can I start building now? Or are you guys gonna change something else? Because it totally would not make sense building something and like in an episode style, and when
Yeah.
we're finished we cannot use it anymore.
Exactly. But as much as a pain as that can be, that is also a testament of how awesome the game is, because of the fact that it's being updated and constantly, there's other games that are in alpha that update maybe once a year.
Yeah.
And there's other games like 7 Days that update regularly, but this is like every couple to a few weeks updates.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. These platforms here will lead down actually ships which are docked to the lower levels of a long hangar that will be going like from back there all the way back to the front where that ship scaffold is. And that will be runways for fighters.
Oh,
and
cool.
They will bring them down like on a carrier, like a level down for maintenance.
Ah.
Sadly, we can't hire crew yet, right? But we can, but we can't get them off the station.
So yeah, there's a way to get the NPCs to your base after all. And a subscriber of mine, his name's William Tetzlaff, gave me step-by-step instructions. So I'm going to read this comment real quick, and let's see if
Without
if it
wanting
helps.
to mess it up for you, but Jace actually took really a few minutes to actually search that comment up because it was important for him. Okay, just you guys
Yeah.
value that.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I got William's name right because it would have been wrong otherwise. And he spent the time to give me the instructions, so we're going to learn something here today. This is his step-by-step instructions to get the NPC to your base. The first step, of course, is buying the NPC, which we've all pretty much done and probably screwed up after that point. Then he says, press and hold Control and press the number on your keyboard that is next to your NPC's name. Now,
Next to your NPC's name.
yeah, apparently if you press Control, it brings up something like that. So it says to press the number on your keyboard that's next to your NPC's name, and then the next step is look at your ship. So I guess that would be like, look at your ship, and I guess put your highlight, your crosshairs over it, and press the number that means go to. So 5. So when you have an NPC, Control apparently brings up your NPC instructions.
Okay.
And go to is not 5. That's the next step. But you have to press the number that corresponds to go to. And then step 5. This is the part that shouldn't be too complicated. Relog, wait 5 minutes, log back in, and at that point, your NPC should be aligned to your ship. And then you can jump to your station. And if he comes off, basically you got to repeat the steps where you highlight your NPC after you've pressed Control and get him to go to your station and stuff like that. Once you get him to your base, or if you're the admin of a server, You can select the NPC, look at the floor of your station, and type "creature enter gravity." Uh, and so he suggests doing this several times to create an army. So that might be an option for you. I talked to him about it, and I said that I have the strange gravity issues, and I wouldn't doubt I wouldn't doubt my NPCs getting sucked into the black hole sun of my sector.
Well,
Otherwise, so
I don't have a black hole here, so
no, you
and
were decided
and
to build it in a reasonable and smart location.
and actually, you know why I built it here?
Mm-mm.
No idea. Look around. What do
Well,
you
it's
see?
pretty.
You,
Oh, I see planets, lots of planets,
well, actually, it's
and I
not.
see lots of blue and lots of. It's a very nice looking sector, but
It's not dark. You actually see stuff.
oh well, that's a valid point too. Yeah.
And I was so frustrated. I'm doing videos, I'm trying to make them look good, and then everything I see is just black.
Yeah.
I'll put the description, of course, also in my video because, yeah, as you said, this in this video we are going to learn something, and I'll definitely try to get one of those NPCs for this customs area, just because,
Yeah.
giving him some blinky control stuff to operate, and then making sure I can,
Have you considered running an additional exterior pipe that could do that? Maybe serve the purpose, and it would be a practical, real world application
uh,
because, as long as you're able to make it look nice somehow, which I'm sure you'd be able to. You have that talent and skill. I
I'm
have no
sure.
doubt.
I'm sure,
Hey,
but what I
let
thought is why not just use the wireless logic? I mean, of course, I can wire up one or two,
yeah.
directly, but why not just use wireless on the others?
There's nothing wrong with it except for the fact that it has a tendency to desync. That's the thing I don't really like. But I mean, it's alpha. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the point where we are back at these constant updates and the always improving game.
Yeah, that's the problem. Having a good game that keeps improving. Duh. God, I can't believe us. Hey, when I was landing, or when I was docking, I guess I should say, you had mentioned Guy left a package for me.
I did not mention that a particular guy left a package. I just said that some guy left this
Some
package
guy
here.
left a package.
So that is the package, and it has a thing here on top, and all I know is that I should give you a certain amount of credits, and if you'd agree, you'd turn this thing into 20 of the exact same thing.
Ah, my shipyard comes into play here, doesn't it?
I
Well,
guess. I guess.
let me look inside this box here. I hope Gwyneth Paltrow's head is not inside, or I will be highly displeased.
I'll look away. I'll look away.
Uh-huh. I see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Um, have you looked inside it?
I have, of course, not, because our company, I mean, my company would suffer delicately if
Well, it is
it is
called
called
Discrete
Discrete
Shipyards.
Shipyards
Yeah.
Incorporated, right?
If I open it, would you be interested in watching?
Actually, I don't know if our mutual friend would.
You know what? I will open it later.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
That's that. I understand. Contractually speaking, you are not permitted to partake in certain things, and since you're here, I will allow and respect your business. Um, the term is your business ethics.
Business ethics. That is
Yes.
nicely put. Yes.
I appreciate your ethics, sir.
All you have to do is basically produce them, make sure they safely get here, and then
And you will deliver them to your client.
most likely, I think it's getting picked up while we won't look at it. So
Okay. Would you like to come on board board the ship and have a drink real quick?
yeah, sure,
All
sure.
right.
So where is the way in?
I'll open up the side here.
Ah, there we go. I recall this. Ah, that's awesome. Ah,
There we go. Let me go over here. I'll mix some drinks.
ah,
If you
perfect.
need anything, I'll put them into the drink mixer here.
Where did you pick them up? Like you still get your drink refills from the guy's plate, like the casino plate, or
No, I find that the pricing's a little bit much there. So what I've done is I've installed what I've installed is a basically like how they have in Star Trek, you know, the
replicator thing?
a replicator, and I pretty much just throw natural components that I get from harvesting asteroids in there. It breaks it down molecularly. I can recomposition it any way I want with just a couple of presses of a button. It's really convenient.
Looks
Mostly,
cool.
mostly I just make mounds of cocaine. So when Guy comes over, that's that's mean. I shouldn't say that. People will think he has a problem. It's not a problem. It's an opportunity. Now I put this actually. I put this ice crag here just for fun, and every time he comes over, he says, "Well, there's the pound. Here's the your mound of cocaine." And I'm like, "Oh, that's funny. I'll stick with it."
Yeah, it's
I
very
think
snowy over here. I
I
can
think
see that.
Garth said it looked like it reminded him of crystal meth because I guess it's crystalline. So, but yeah, here's a beer.
Thanks, man.
Have yeah, and cheers,
Cheers, man.
Prost.
Prost. Get a seat here. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So I use a build block here. I think it's a nice table. It's handy. People have access to it if they need to, I guess.
Yeah,
If they're
yeah.
not non-faction. It's not a faction. Is this ship factioned? I think it is, probably.
I don't know. It appears blue to me, so
Ah, there you
it
go. It's
could
not
be
factioned.
non-factioned.
I don't always put faction modules into my ships, so
You did.
I don't always do.
It's not.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my signs are all wiped because I put it through a shipyard and it removed all the signs.
Yeah.
But if I was to rebuild it from scratch from the shipyard, for some reason the signs work. I don't know. It's weird, very weird. Oh, here's something that you might not know, because when you do get into the building of shipyards, when you deconstruct a ship and put it into the computer, it'll take all the blocks out of it, of course. And not only that, if you have anything in your chests, for example, it will also take those and set them aside in storage as well.
Oh.
So if you were to take someone's salvager, for example, or their mining ship, and break it down, and if it had a full inventory, it would take all of those pieces and put them into chests once you broke them down in your shipyard, of course.
So all we now need is a mechanic of putting them back into something else.
Yes, that's all we need.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, so hey, awesome you've been over here.
Yeah, thanks for having me over. Thanks for helping me get some business. I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, and
Mostly a research center, but I do need to pay the bills sometimes.
yeah, I mean, it's research center because of tax reasons, right? I mean,
Don't mind the beers everywhere. I don't have a drinking problem.
Discrete just moved out into deep space just to become tax-free,
Yeah.
because out of the Imperial Zone, you basically don't pay anything.
Yeah,
So,
and that's the weirdest thing about Capital Planet is the taxes have been really going up on the plates and everything. So I really just felt the need to move out.
I can tell, man. I can
Yeah.
tell.
Hey, do you need a lift back down to your station?
That would be cool. Yeah.
All right, come on in. We'll just use the. We're going to use this since the main docking airlocks are kind of offline right now.
That's cool.
Yeah, because of the fact that we have a package strapped to the side of this, we're going to use this instead. Uh,
Ooh, undocked. Awesome.
all right, now let's see here. We're heading this way.
I don't think you are able to dock anywhere now. Well, you could dock at at the platform, of course.
Yeah, and I'll do that.
Awesome. Okay, I can just walk out of the
I'm
door.
going to get you to the door here, door-to-door service. All right.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
See you next time, I guess. And
Yep.
yeah.
Make
I
sure
mean-
you're out of my gravity here.
Yeah. Wait. I need to get into another gravity.
There you go,
There
you're
we
good.
go. There we go. Okay. Bye, man.
Bye. It was fun. I'll see you next time.
Alright, peeps, here we are back down at the lower levels of my station. Here I'm building a mining ship. That thing basically is full of salvage modules. The episode became pretty long because, you know, Chase and I mean, he's in the US, I'm in Europe, so we can write us messages and such, but, you know, being together in the game and being able to talk about stuff, also what just comes to our minds, that is not that often the case. So I hope you still liked the episode. I hope you still found it informative, interesting, whatever, something like that. If so, please leave a like if you like the episodes, and thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.